Is that your most pleasing day in this role?
Yeah, well, to be up there. The last couple of weeks have been really enjoyable. But that feeling of pride in a group that have now shown some consistency in something, and it's over a couple of weeks, but against some really high quality opposition to come and play the way we want to play 2 weeks in a row and show resilience like we did today. Yeah, really, really pleasing.
Well, so playing sort of extra one stoppage, try and turn it into a bit of a fight. Was that sort of the plan going in?
Turn it into a fight, yeah. My word, it was. We like to play footy that way. We enjoy the contest. I think we showed that. I'd say the numbers are even. They played an extra at stoppage as well. So that made it look quite busy, and we like busy. And I thought we showed that. Their hands, we have a huge respect for the Bulldogs. The way they use the ball by hand, they're as good as any. And if you give them any space, half a metre or a metre, then they'll cut you up. And so our challenge coming in was to not allow the game to go that way, and I thought we did that. For 4 quarters, there were moments where the game looked like it was maybe getting away from us a tiny bit, and we answered. We brought it back to where we wanted it, so that was really pleasing.
What did you say for time? Because you clearly had the better of the first 15 or so minutes, and then they had those, maybe found a bit of space with a couple of great passes, and you go behind, you probably got the better of the turn.
Yep.
What do you say?
Look, we discuss. We don't really talk about the scoreboard a lot. We don't do that in any game. We come back to what it is we're doing well, and we try to stay positive on where the game's at. Maybe find the areas that have cost us. And in the first quarter, it was really our lack of polish. The opportunities we had, probably the third as well, where we had opportunities to score and found ways not to. We'd love to have our score up around 100 plus. And we had opportunities to do that today. So did they. Don't get me wrong. They had their opportunities as well. But so we didn't panic. They're remarkably composed, this young group, considering their age and their experience or lack thereof. But we've had so many weeks over the last couple of years that we've gained experience where we've had experience here at this ground where we were well and truly beaten up. And so.
What were you thinking would take so long in that last 2 minutes? Were you confident?
I was saying, I'm glad he's got it.
Yeah. given what
Yeah. Oh, well, what a fantastic day for him, kicking the 500. That's just such an amazing effort and a credit to what he's done over, a long period of time in the game. He's a pro. Comes back with no match practice into a season and plays the way he is at the moment. So that was great. But to have the ball in his hands after that, in a moment where a set shot, I think he might have even delivered the next one inside 50 to Ned. That's experience, isn't it? That's the composure and the ball use you're after.
Just on that, a couple of weeks ago, we saw that game against Essendon where you mentioned the lack of polish and inefficiency. This time the Bulldogs, you're probably getting punished. The Bulldogs get in front, but I guess what does it say about the maturity in this team now to not then get run over the top of after to come back and actually win it?
Yeah, and as I said before, that's when you sit back as hopefully as a supporter and as we do as a coaching group. You envy. You actually really enjoy watching that type of footy. You enjoy watching a group be challenged and then step up. We'd love to be in a position where we're not doing that every week, and I tell you what, we're getting some experience in close games. But in saying that, this is invaluable for our group. Being able to perform in these moments when it's we've got to get small things right, and they're able to do it. We probably got round one wrong in a few areas and learnt from it. So we're not making the same mistake twice, which is really pleasing.
Where do you guys sit? Where do you think you sit as a club? You guys lost to Essendon a few weeks ago. Now you've had 2 really good weeks. What do you think?
Well, we're developing. We're developing fast, which is the most pleasing part. That's our goal, is to challenge as soon as possible. And we do that week in, week out. We challenge the opposition every week. We're confident we can take it to all the opposition in the competition. In saying that, we're still learning. We're still going through that development phase. and there may be some weeks where it doesn't quite come together, but when you're able to put 2 weeks together like we have the last couple, and it's been more than that, it's been other games throughout the season. We've been in every fight this year. Collingwood was a week we let ourselves down, and we may have more of those, but the way the guys have gone about it the last few weeks, as a coaching group and as a footy club, you begin to build trust in the fact that they will bring it week in, week out. So it's an exciting time for our footy club, but we've still got a long way to go.
Hey, just on Billy Crampton, he's super influential down back, was doing the attacking side as well as defensive. What's prompted this kick to another level? He looked fantastic today.
For Bill, well, I think our whole backs group were outstanding today. I think they seem to have their timing right, their positioning. So with that comes, and I don't want to take anything away from Billy's game, but the support around him. It takes 6 or 7 of those guys to work together. And Tom Duday's hit his straps last week and is playing some of his best football. Jordan Butts, we know he brings it every week. Probably flies under the radar a little bit. Chase Jones today, Smith for the Bulldogs was getting off the chain early. We ended up putting Chase to that when he was forward, and Chase was able to nullify him. So it's all connected, and Billy's able to perform the way he does because of the way his teammates are performing around him. And I don't want to not mention a few of the other boys, but it's a back six that work with a midfield group. It's the most pleasing thing for us is that connection starting to come, that cohesion of a footy club, of a really strong footy team is starting to get there.
So I think it was a couple of hiccups getting here. Can you talk us through that?
Sorry?
A couple of hiccups getting here.
No.
Some of the boys said that on the post game, but there were a couple of hiccups on the journey here.
Oh no, we had a bit of fun. I think the bus pulled into the wrong hotel when we arrived. The bus also then came to the ground and came in the wrong gate, and they had a good chuckle about it though. And again, it's a really good sign for a group to be able to handle some of those small things. And guys get into routines. Everything has to work like clockwork for some of these pros. Our young guys are still learning what their routines are, so we might try that a little more often.
And how was our 4 captains this game? How did that dynamic play out for you guys?
Well, Brodie Smith captained the side today. We actually had some support from Sloaney in the pre-game, and Sloaney's our captain off the field. So although he's laid up at the moment post-surgery, I thought the guys today stood up. I mean, Rob in the ruck, I don't know how many hit-outs he ended up with, but the game really started there, and we were able to bring the fight off the back of his game. Brodie Smith, as I said, captained the side and was influential, so that was a real positive. And Ben Keys is continuing his form. He's getting everything he deserves at the moment, Keysy. There's not many that work harder than he does in the game, so that's pleasing to watch. And as I mentioned before, Tom Duday, well, the influence he's having behind the ball's been really powerful for us.
Did you anticipate Bond forward for that amount of time and that time would go to him? Sorry,
Bond?
Yeah.
Did you say? Yeah. Yeah, we did, and we'd seen a little bit of that of late, probably not quite as much as he did today. And that was something we'd planned for. I mean, he's so dangerous anywhere on the ground, but especially forward of the ball. He's a really tough matchup. He moves like a midfielder, yet he still has the aerial. So from our point of view, that was a really important matchup. But again, that's why we had so much respect for the Bulldogs, is because it's not just him. It's Waitman as well. Smith, Smith started the first quarter. I think he came in at 12 or 14 possessions at quarter time. So it was a challenge for us, but we stood up. We stood up and were able to get the job done.
Very good. One more. Yeah. I think you're number 1 and number 2 for contested footy for the year. I think it was 145 or 150 today. Young team, are they numbers that you're really proud of? Like, is that a real pillar? Yeah.
It is. It's when we talk about our style of footy, that's the way we want to play. We believe it's a finals brand style of football. So, when that time comes for us, then we want to be ready for it. We don't want to limp our way in. We want to be able to bring a contested ball style. I think it's exciting to watch. As I said before, with a little bit more polish off the back of it, I know that we'll be playing in some games where we're able to kick 100 plus. And today was one of those. We didn't do that, but we came away with a win in the end.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks, guys.